Don't have faith in Jesus at first. Have you noticed how many people have left the faith over the years? Do you know of people who have left the faith? Or maybe you are in the process of doing just that. Either way, there's a pushback on having faith in Jesus. Usually when people have left the faith, it's because of a difficult situation they've experienced, right? A loss of a job, can't find a job, sickness, even death. For many, the faith they had was in what they were taught over the years. To have faith that all is well all the time, right? Always prosperity, always favor and healings. And then when what we've been taught and what we are experiencing, when this does not correlate, we tend to show our fist at God and then we leave the faith. If that's you, being you, or in the process of being you, I understand. Because in many cases, our faith has really been in our faith. We are taught to just have more faith or to keep the faith that all will be well all the time. So how do we reconcile this tension, this having faith in Jesus thing? Well, I believe we need to start with a basic understanding about our faith, right? And the one thing that we need to understand about faith is this, that faith feeds off persecution. In reality, faith needs it. Because without the tension, faith has no meaning. Faith makes no sense. James said in James 1 from verse 2 that we are to count it all joy when we go through trouble, when there's tension against our faith, because then our faith can mature and work. Faith needs to go through the process of trial and testing, because faith is not faith until it is tested. This is why Jesus didn't tell his disciples to have faith in him. He told them to follow him. Now, in the context of the time, they had expectations of the Messiah and what he would do and how he would save. And Jesus knew just coming out and telling them that he's the Messiah was not going to work. So instead, he simply told them to follow him, or basically to come and see for themselves. And as they would follow him through their experiences with him, good or bad, healings or no healings, miracles or no miracles, they would get to see Jesus as Messiah. As they followed, they would receive faith, and that faith would propel them to continue to follow. Which brings me to a beautiful definition of faith, I believe. The Greek word is pistis, and in ancient Greek, this word means to be persuaded, agreement, confidence. So I define faith as being persuaded that Jesus is who he says he is, agreeing with him, which will breed confidence in him. This definition talks about a process of becoming knowledgeable about the source of our faith, which is Jesus. Which brings me to why Jesus didn't say, have faith in him, but rather to follow him. Because as we follow, we will become persuaded that he is who he says he is, come into an agreement with him and be confident in him. The process of following Jesus will lead to proof of Jesus, leading to faith in Jesus. Because when you follow, you get faith. So don't have faith in Jesus. Follow Jesus first. Follow Jesus through the good, through the bad, and through the ugly. Because as we follow, we will learn that Jesus will not always respond the way we want him to, but he will respond with what is good for us always. As we follow Jesus, we will learn that through whatever tension we go through, that Jesus is reliable and is trustworthy. As we follow Jesus, we will not be moved by painful experiences, but be confident that we will get through them because Jesus is faithful. We will learn that Jesus might not always stop the storm, but he will get us through it with the peace that he gives. Because as we follow, we will get the faith to overcome. Are you about to lose your faith? Or have you lost it already? If so, I understand. But I would encourage you to simply follow Jesus first. Follow him through whatever you are going through, because you will start to see him and be persuaded by him and be confident in him. That no matter the circumstances, keep following Jesus. Don't stop. Don't turn back. Whether he heals or not, provides or not, keep following Jesus. You will start to have faith in Jesus and not have faith in Jesus to perform for you. So whatever takes place, good or bad, follow Jesus first, and then you will get faith in Jesus later. And as you follow Jesus, you will get faith in Jesus. And then you'll continue to follow Jesus.